Hey everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. So, if you don't want to do plank story, if you don't want to do plank today, if you don't want to do plank story, you can tune out now. But if you don't want to do plank, you're going to bend your arms and reach one up and then the other. And if you want, you can even use a wall and reach up. And if it feels good, lean in towards the wall, and you'll just get a great stretch and get to work your arm overhead. Long plank today, so also you can keep sliding those arms, or you can stretch and hold it for a bit, or plank, side plank, change it up. So this weekend, honestly, I'm a little lost on time and day. This weekend, we met friends in West Virginia, and we were taking a long weekend, so we were taking a 3-day weekend, and our flight was supposed to leave Hartford around 5 p.m. Thursday night, and we were going to get to West Virginia at midnight. And we had a layover in Atlanta. So we get to Atlanta and they delay our flight. Not the end of the world, we're still gonna make it, just later. They delay it again. Now it's like, oh, we're gonna get in pretty late. But then they board us, and like the whole flight's excited because we're gonna like get to West Virginia. And they get us on the plane, they leave the gate, and we're sitting there waiting, and we get like permission to take off, but they realize we've waited so long on the tarmac, they don't have enough fuel to get to West Virginia. So we go back to the gate to refuel, and in that time, they decide they're postponing the flight till the next morning. So we have to get a hotel in Atlanta, and then we get up the next morning, flight gets delayed. We get into West Virginia at like 5 p.m. So we basically lose a day. Then we're working our way home. So Sunday, we were supposed to leave West Virginia around 5 p.m. and get back to Hartford around midnight. And our initial flight gets delayed, and now our connection's gonna be like super tight, like 20 minutes. We're thinking we're not gonna make it, but it's irrelevant because before that, they postpone our 5 p.m. flight to 8 p.m. because of weather in Atlanta. They're not gonna be able to land. And now we've missed our flight to Hartford, but they put us on another one where it's also going to be a very tight connection. And we land in Atlanta, and our other plane, like we have like 30 minutes to get there. And then that plane that we need to meet gets delayed, and we're like, whew, all right, we're gonna make it. But then we're sitting on the tarmac. And since Atlanta's airport had closed for 2 hours because of storms, there's like disasters with the planes. So our plane has a gate, but there's planes in front of it that have no gate, and we can't get around them. So we have to wait, and we basically on the app watch our flight to Hartford take off. But in fairness, like we miss it by like 10 minutes. It was so discouraging. All right, they put us on a plane to Boston. It's going to be a pain because our car's in Hartford and we're going to drive from Boston, but we're going to get home that night or early Monday morning. And so we have a 2:30 a.m. flight to Boston. And now the airport is insane. I don't know if this is what it's like on Thanksgiving, but it's multiple lines of hundreds of people lined up to deal with Delta customer service. It is just nutty. Lines, people, we're all like sitting wherever we can, scrunched in together. There is vomit on the floor. No one comes to clean it. It's kind of disgusting. And yet, as frustrated as people are, they're in good spirits. So there's a flight, there's our gate leaving at 2:30 in the morning for Boston, and the gate next to us, there's a 1:15 flight to Pensacola, Florida. And I'm like kind of curled up on the floor trying to sleep, and at 1:30 in the morning, I hear this collective, oh, and the Pensacola flight is canceled. But our Boston flight is still on. And at 2:30, they announce they're gonna board that machine that's like very antiquated, starts printing out paper for everyone. And at 2:31, up on the board, our flight is canceled. And now we have to try to find a hotel, but flights have been being canceled all night. So the first few places we call, nothing. We finally get on like a Marriott hotline, and there is a hotel with a room like 15 minutes away. Great, we'll take it. And then it takes us 90 minutes to get to our hotel 15 minutes away. The lines to get Ubers, the lines to get taxis were just chaotic. We get to the hotel, and I'm doing my best to keep some perspective. I'm irritated, but I'm like, we have a room. There are thousands of people sleeping in the Atlanta airport tonight. But when we get there, there's a line, and I'd say we're fifth in line, and then there's like 20 people behind us, and it takes us 45 minutes to get through the line. They like can't process people. Delta's booked 50 rooms, but not put them in anybody's names. Arguably, luckily, we didn't get booked through Delta, so we actually have a reservation, but we still have to get through the line and them checking everybody. In the meantime, a robber comes and starts carjacking cars. They have to call the police. It's now chaos here. But anyway, we got to our room about 5 a.m., got a couple hours sleep. I feel a little jet lag, but yet I'm also amazed at how well I'm doing. I think it will hit at any moment. We are booked on a 3:30 p.m. flight home. I don't mean to be pessimistic, but honestly, I'll believe it when I see it. I think we're going to go to the airport shortly because I think lines are still going to be long and it will still be chaotic. I've heard most people's flights this morning have gotten canceled, at least in this hotel. So we'll see how it goes. What I will say is, I fluctuated between extreme frustration and trying to have perspective and laughing at the situation. Matt might tell you extreme frustration trumped the others. But you could tell everyone in the airport was frustrated. I saw one person like screaming at a gate agent. Otherwise, people were like calm and respectful and just dealing with the fact that this was a sucky situation. So that was kind of nice to see because I feel like people seem so angry lately and people just kept it together. So I don't know. Hopefully I'm back in Hartford by 6 p.m. tonight. Fingers crossed. Have a great day. Thank you for listening. And as always, keep moving.